Hi, welcome to 16301. This is a course on complex and real analysis. I'm Richard Brown. I'll be lecturing you for the first 6 weeks of the course. After that, Bruce Van Brunt will be taking over to teach you on complex analysis. Okay, so let's get a bit of a feeling for what we're going to be talking about in this course. For my part of the course, we're looking at real analysis. Now, maybe you had a similar experience to what I had when I was an undergrad. I remember when I was doing calculus at first and second year, we'd learn all this stuff, we'd learn how to solve all of these problems with differentiation and integration and differential equations and all this stuff. But I felt like I never quite understood why it all worked. I felt like I never had a really good understanding of what was happening under the hood. In first year, we came across this theorem called the intermediate value theorem, for example. It was this thing that said that if you've got a function that goes from below the x-axis to above the x-axis, and it was continuous, then it must cut through the x-axis. Now I thought, okay, this is the most obvious thing you could possibly say. Why does this need to be a special theorem? What's going on here? And this kind of thing just irks me for quite a long time, and I felt like I never really quite got the whole point of what was going on. So it turns out, to actually put all this stuff from calculus that you know on a firm footing, there's quite a lot of technical detail and subtlety going on just beneath the surface. So what we're going to do in the real analysis part of the course is to slow down, take a look at what's involved in building up these fundamentals from scratch, and do this work slowly and methodically through these, building up bit by bit what's happening. And by the end of this, we'll sort of have this really satisfying feeling of having really built a firm foundation for the calculus that we all know and love so much. All right, so let's move on to a little bit about what's happening in the course. If you haven't already, go to the stream page and have a look through the documents that are up in the admin section, just to make sure you're familiar with how the course is going to be structured. There are, for example, 6 assignments, a test and an exam. But all the details about how the course is going to work is there, and I won't explain it all now because it's easier just to read the document. But there is one thing that I really do want to draw your attention to, and that is the test that is just after the mid-semester break. So that's sometime during the week of September 10th to the 14th. Now, you've probably had the experience by now that in a distance maths course, one of the problems is we end up with extremely heavy weightings on the final examination. You may have had an 80% exam before. And I think this is one of the most intimidating and scary things about these courses, is that so much rides on this 3-hour exam that perhaps you've had to go to quite a lot of hassle to get set up and get to the venue and all that kind of thing. So we're constantly looking at ways of bringing more assessment back into the term to take some of this off the exam without overly burdening you guys with too many assignments. So what we're going to do, which is the first for us this year, is we're going to use a remote proctoring service called RPNow to proctor this test in that week that I just talked about, from September 10th to the 14th. Now what this means is that rather than going to a supervised venue, you actually take the test in the privacy of your own home, or maybe in a room that you've booked at a library or something like that. And essentially you take it in front of your computer with the webcam and the microphone on. Also, you must have access to a broadband connection while you do this. And you are recorded while you take the test, and this will be at a time that is flexible and that sort of suits your circumstances. You're recorded while you take the test. You hold up your test at the end in front of the camera. You'll then scan it and upload it to Stream for us to mark. And the video of you setting the test is sent off to this remote proctoring service to quickly be scanned for anything irregular that might be happening. Now, because this is a first for us, we'll be giving you plenty of opportunities to play with the system before we actually get to the test. We're still ironing out the details of exactly how it's going to work, but we'll make sure that we're very confident it's going to work well before we actually get into it, and we'll get you guys to help us out with some feedback about how this is going. Okay, so that's the test. Get in touch with me if you've got any questions about how that's going to work. I might set up a bit of a video chat session a little bit later on to talk about how this is going to work with you guys in real time. In the meantime, jump on stream, introduce yourself in the class forum. We're going to be doing this journey together, you and your classmates and us lecturers. So it'd be good to get to know you a little bit and find out a bit about who you are. So I'll see you all soon. Enjoy this course. I hope you enjoy it.